I went missing once before.
How did you get what?
Yeah. I've
Did you
never
run away
told you that,
Did
eh?
you run away from home?
Because I know that it's always been a goal of yours to go missing.
Oh,
Get away from your family
yeah.
and just go AWOL.
Just never show up again,
Yeah. Ever again?
ever.
Not even just a stint and make up a story about how
No.
you're abducted by UFOs and you really missed your family. Because that's a good way to do it. If you wanted to go missing and then you wanted to come back and return to your family, if you've got a good, strong, solid story,
As to why.
yeah, then
Well,
you can
I
come
think-
back and not look like such a piece of shit.
For me, I think I'd like to commit to it fully and do it with the intent of leaving forever and just
Yep.
running away like a coward.
Yep.
And then if I got to the point where I did really miss my lifestyle and realised that, what I had was actually awesome, then I'll leave a window there to open up. And you're right, I need to come up with a story, probably a pre-written idea of what that might be.
Yeah. Well, if you're away from your family and you have gone missing, you will have the time to come up with a creative story to
Yeah.
transition yourself
In
back
case.
into your old life.
How do you go missing? How do you really? Because I've looked up at how I might do it, but I don't reckon I can go missing. I reckon I'll get found real quick.
Yeah, I just don't think you have the street smarts, the intelligence to go missing. I first went missing when I think I was like 12.
Yeah.
I only went missing for like maybe 6 or 7 hours. Because I was supposed to get picked up from Manu Bay where I was surfing. I'd been dropped off there by my parents, and they missed me when they came down to pick me up, and I don't know, I was out surfing or something. Anyway, the cops got called and they came down and found me at Manu Bay at night time. It's really an uneventful story, but I actually did go missing for some time.
What?
But
So where were you?
I was hanging out in a van with these guys.
Really?
I was, yeah.
Were you allowed to be?
I don't know. I was
You
12.
were 12. Who were
Yeah.
who were the guys?
Well, usually it's not that good for a 12-year-old to be hanging out in a van with some other guys.
Who were the guys?
They were just local surfers.
What were you doing in
They
the van?
were camping out there. I think they were from Hamilton, and then they were just staying out at Manu Bay instead of driving back into Hamilton.
And what did you do in the van?
We just hung out.
Talked.
Well, I was basically just finding shelter
Yeah, from
Yeah.
the weather.
from the weather.
Yeah.
And I was just waiting for my parents. I kept looking out the window. Where are they? Oh, they haven't shown up yet. They don't love me.
But
You
they'd
know?
really come down and looked for you.
They
and
had. They'd looked for me.
couldn't see you because you were in the van.
Yeah, exactly. And then they ended up calling the police, and the police came down and knocked on the van door, and they're like, "Oh, have you guys seen this 12-year-old kid?" And I was like, "Are you looking for me?" And they're like, "Is your name Luke Cederman?" And I was like, "Yep." And they're like, "Okay, yeah, well, yeah, you're the one.
Come
We're
with
looking for
us.
you." Yeah.
Oh wow! And that must have been bloody scary for your parents because they must have thought you were in the water or something.
Probably, yeah.
Swept
yeah,
off around
yeah.
the points.
Well, I
young
hadn't thought
12.
about that until now. And my
You hadn't
friend.
considered how they'd feel this whole time.
Well, not until you actually put it like that.
Yeah. Okay.
No. And then my friend Leon, he when I saw him next, he was crying and he was really distraught, and he was like, "I thought you were dead." And I was like, "Mate, I was not dead. Like, do you not have that much faith in me to survive? Like, do you think my survival instinct is that poor that you think I'm just gonna just randomly die on a Tuesday afternoon?"
Maybe I need to bring your parents' parenting into question here. Just dropping a 12-year-old off at Raglan Point Break,
But that's what we all did when we were kids.
go surfing.
It's
6 or
not-
7 hours later, come back. You're not there.
It's none of this bloody cotton wool parenting
Did
that people are
they
doing
must have
these
shat
days.
their pants.
Oh, I don't think so. But
I
I mean,
would've.
if you do drop your kid off to go surfing and then you can't find them again, I mean, I guess that is cause for alarm.
Oh, sounds like worst nightmare.
Yeah, probably worst nightmare. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd probably put my parents through hell now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, that was the last time I went missing.
The first and last.
The first and last. I've contemplated it a few times because it would be good just to get away from everything.
Well, I think there's a couple of things you'd have to do first to really set it up to make sure that you were in a position to just vanish.
Yeah,
Because it can't be done
takes
in a day. Yeah.
No, it takes a lot of preparation
Yeah.
to disappear.
Yeah.
That's what I learned from that time when I was 12. Was it like, if I actually wanted to do this properly, I'm going to have to put some work into it.
Yeah.
You know,
Do you
have
think
to.
You think you can go missing in New Zealand?
Yeah. I mean, people go missing in New Zealand all the time. I think was it 1,500 people go missing per year in New
Well,
Zealand?
that's just in Waikato.
Oh, in
Yeah,
Waikato.
which is where Raglan is.
Yeah.
Waikato.
But I mean, if you've ever been to the Waikato region, there's a lot of places where you would want to go missing. You
Yeah.
know, you wouldn't want to see anyone you knew ever again.
No.
Yeah, because there's a lot of shithole towns.
And you do things when you're in the Waikato.
Morrinsville, Cambridge,
Yeah, Cambridge.
Tito,
Absolutely, Cambridge. Um,
most of them,
yeah,
Hamilton,
Putararu.
Putaruru,
That's
all those towns you'd want to go missing
Huntly.
from. Huntly, oh, yeah, Huntly's the worst.
And you often do stuff when you're in the Waikato to yourself and others that you're really ashamed of.
Yeah.
And you just never want to face anyone ever again. You can't even, face yourself, so you just want to go missing.
Oh man, I tell you what, there were a lot of nights at the Outback in Hamilton when
Yeah.
I was like in my early 20s where I was just like, I need to go missing. I don't want anyone to ever see me again. And those are the times when you really contemplate it and think, what do I need to put in place in the future if I do such embarrassing things on a night out? How can I go missing?
Because you can't just you got to delete all your social medias. You need a burner phone.
Yeah, you need a burner phone. You don't need like full facial reconstruction, but just like wear different clothing, like
Yep.
different hats, things like that.
Yep.
You know the whole Clark Kent Superman thing?
Yep.
It's as simple as wearing a pair of glasses when you usually wouldn't wear glasses. That can
Yep.
really throw people off.
Yep.
Well, just also with your money, like if you want to get money out, don't use your FPOS card or a credit card. Just before you plan on going missing, just slowly just do a few transactions and take out random amounts.
While you're at the supermarket too, because it just look like you can get cash out there. And
Exactly.
It just looks like
Take
it's
cash out from the supermarket, but
Yeah.
don't say, oh, I'll take out $500. Take out $328, and then the next time take out $144. Something like that. Just random numbers, so it doesn't seem too staged.
So over 6-7 months, maybe a year, start withdrawing cash, get a good lump sum on you, so you can buy tickets, book places, and get out of sight without having to use ATM machines, because that'll give you a location, a last location. You'll have to change your look, get your cash. How do you get a burner phone?
A burner phone, they're pretty easy. They're about $30 from the supermarket, I think.
Oh, right. And
Yeah,
just get
you
a
don't have
random
to
SIM.
sign up for anything. It just
Yeah.
works straight away.
Yeah.
But yeah, essentially you want to be untraceable. That's what you're looking at, just becoming untraceable.
Yeah, I heard that you can be recognised by your movements. People have quite distinct movements. Like when you're looking at someone from across the road, you can go, "Oh, that's Luke. I think that's Luke," just by the way they
The
move.
hunch and the
Yeah.
slouching. Yeah.
and the sort of the waddle.
Yeah.
Maybe so maybe look at your movements. Maybe change your habits. Just everything about yourself kind of needs to have a little bit of a shake-up. Eh?
You essentially change everything about yourself.
Maybe a name that's not it doesn't stand out too much, but it's nothing like yours.
Yeah. So you'd put quite a bit of thought into this.
Well, I'm just doing it with you now. I'm just going through it. And I'm just like, this is actually feasible.
It is a
Before
good
it felt
thing.
unachievable.
It is a good thing to think about quite often because you never know when you might need to go missing. Because life's crazy, man. Shit can turn pear-shaped pretty quickly.
Oh, fuck.
And then you need that exit plan. You need to escape.
So-
You see it all the time, like people embezzling money and things like that. You got to get out. You need an escape route.
Like if you're backing your car down your tight driveway and you hit a little girl on her bike out as she peels past, and you need to get out of there real quick.
Yeah. Because that shit can happen at
'Cause
any
she,
time.
She died.
If
or
you're
whatever.
not good at driving or if you like drunk driving.
Well, because you've been drinking all afternoon.
Yeah. That's why it's good. If you do like drinking and driving,
Yeah.
always have an escape plan.
Yeah.
Just tap out.
Get out of there, hide.
Yeah.
Because you go to jail.
Yeah. So this is what episode 53 of
53.
the podcast. We haven't talked about surfing yet.
53. Oh, we didn't put our little board up with our sign that says
Ah,
episode 53.
That's all right. I'm sure people can probably figure that out just from the words that we just said.
So we're doing a podcast. Welcome to the podcast. Raglan Surf Report podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, here we are again. We've built up some consistency. I think this is the second episode we've done in the last week.
It's nice to get a little
We
bit
did
of
one last week.
get the ball rolling, feel some momentum. I can feel the inertia.
Yeah.
Sort of comes from the back a little.
Does it?
Yeah.
It's like a tingle down your spine,
Yeah,
eh?
just
It's
sort
like
of-
shoving an ecstasy pill up your butt.
It's exactly like
Mm.
shelving.
Yep.
Do you know what a train crash is with ecstasy pills?
Is that when you have one, you eat one, and then you put one up your...
You put one in your
The-
bum, one in your mouth, and they meet in the middle and crash, and it's a hell of a mess.
Oh, yeah, I'd assume it would be. That's something that you'd probably want to go missing after.
You do go missing.
Yeah.
You actually go missing.
Inevitably, you would go missing after
you go
that.
missing for about 3 days, I think, and then you come back a shell of a man.
Oh, that third day must be an
Jesus.
absolute destroyer, though.
Or you're trying to find you're licking walls on the third day just to try and get yourself out of a hole.
Yeah.
It's not good, but
Yeah.
you got flashbacks of like Oasis. They had a festival, and then you got flashbacks of like a tent and heaps of mud, and then flashbacks of a train ride you overpacked and some vomiting. You haven't had any food.
This must be a while ago, Oasis. This in the 90s?
Yep. This
You would have been a
early-
child.
Yeah. I had a train crash at the V Festival
Yeah.
in England.
Kids should not do drugs.
No, don't do them.
I don't think.
But I think they were legal in the UK.
Oh. No, you're thinking of party pills.
Oh.
Party pills were legal. They were legal in New Zealand.
They were unbelievable. I
Yeah.
mean, a grin or whatever.
They would just tear your
They'd make
insides
you
to pieces.
Clench your teeth like that for about 6 hours.
Yeah. I think it was like
Did you ever have one of them?
it was what do they call it? Synthetic tetanus. I think it was.
Synthetic tetanus.
Yeah, it'll give you all the same side effects of tetanus in a pill,
Yeah.
which is not good. Tetanus is not a good thing. That's what I found so weird. Is like, why would you want to have a pill that makes you have the symptoms of tetanus? No one wants that. But
No.
anyway, they made them, and people were making millions of dollars off these tetanus pills.
So those tetanus pills they were just totally
They
synthetic.
weren't tetanus pills, but they give you the symptoms of tetanus.
Tetanus. Yeah. Those pills. So with like drugs, most drugs are natural or have a natural base, right?
Yeah. Yes.
But does MDMA or ecstasy, has that got any natural? Was there a natural thing in there, or is that fully lab made?
I think it depends on your perception of what's natural. Because if we think about it, everything comes from the earth, right?
Yeah.
Everything is from the earth.
You
So
grind it back-
if you go into it with that mindset, completely natural.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Something's come from somewhere out of something.
Exactly.
That's turned
Yeah.
up.
It's always come from something. Everything's come from the ground at some point.
Yeah.
If you think about it that way.
Natural as.
Yeah. Everything's natural. Not even just marijuana.
No.
All of it.
Cocaine. Natural.
It's literally from a plant.
Literally. LSD.
Yep. That's from the ground somehow. I'm not sure.
It's mushrooms.
I haven't really thought about mushrooms, obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Uh,
So don't do them,
no.
but if you are going to
What's
do them,
heroin?
just
That's
remember
from
that they are
heroin's
natural.
Opium.
Heroin's opium. Yeah.
So, and then these other ones these tetanus-based symptoms ones,
Yep.
party pills, did they just make it? How come it's not just flooded with other? Why don't they make a good synthetic drug?
I don't think legally they can anymore. Yeah.
Like one that doesn't blow your rims out and like makes you chew your face off and act like a total fucking nut bar.
That doesn't sound enjoyable at all.
Yeah, but that's what they were like. Remember?
What? The party pills?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's what I was saying. Like tetanus.
Yeah.
Like cold sweats, clenched jaw,
yeah.
like bloodshot eyes.
Why didn't they make them good? That's what I was meaning.
Yeah, no, that was the insane thing. Because I think people thought, oh, if it does something extreme to your body, then it must
That's
be good.
Nah.
Yeah.
You want it to be euphoric and fun.
Well, ideally, apparently that's what drugs are supposed to be like.
Fuck
I've
those-
never had them, but that's supposed to, it's yeah.
Anyway.
We should start talking about surfing.
Yeah,
That's the
back to
problem with this podcast. It's supposed to be about surfing, but we just always get sidetracked by non-surfing things.
Well, let's go to our core, which is
Yeah.
surfing.
Oh, totally. I love it. Hey, don't you?
You've done a lot of surfing. Yeah, well, look, I enjoy talking about it.
Yeah.
Just sort of small amounts of talking about it.
Well, I think with surfing, most of surfing is talking about surfing.
That's right.
It's not the actual partaking in the athletic endeavour of surfing.
I'm kind of surfing now.
Well, it's part of it. It's
Yeah.
part of the culture.
Part of the surf culture.
That's right.
So you've actually done some physical surfing over the weekend. There's a surf comp on King of the Backdoor.
Yep, King of the Point.
King of the Point.
Sponsored by Backdoor. Sponsored by Backdoor and Quicksilver.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
because I always thought it was King of the Backdoor, which
Same.
if you Google that, it's very different.
It's
If
hard
you
to
Google image search King of the Backdoor, very, very different.
Your picture still comes up.
Does it?
Yeah.
From that time that I won it.
Yeah. Well, it's got some interesting scenes, but
I think it's because the key words get mixed up. So you
Mm.
got King of the Backdoor, and then you got King of the Point sponsored by Backdoor. But when you Google image search those, it kind of mixes it up. So you get some very different images come up.
all of you, which is surprising.
Not all.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
there's a lot of you.
a
in there.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. But how was the back door this weekend?
The back door was closed for me, unfortunately.
Could you going left?
Well, no, because going left, that's what I only go left.
Yeah.
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 Did you think I only went right?
No, well the back door's right, isn't it? So
No.
that's why it was closed for you because
What? Were you trying to say that I only...
no,
Have you forgotten who I am?
no, I know that you only
It's
go
like you've
left.
forgotten who I am.
No, I know you only
That's
go
such
left.
a weird thing to ask me.
No. I think I just said it wrong.
Yeah.
I think it's a spectrum
Well,
thing.
no, anyway, the
Just a
waves were fucking
misunderstanding.
tiny, okay?
Okay.
So not only was I competing against other surfers, I was competing against the basic laws of physics,
Yeah, Mother
which is so
Nature.
much harder. Like, you
Yep.
look at any competitive athlete out there, sure, they might be all right at whatever it is that they're doing, but have you ever competed against gravity?
Yeah,
You
take
know,
on
you
physics.
gravity, you cannot beat it.
I've been fighting gravity for a long time, actually.
We all are.
Yeah.
Everyone's fighting gravity on some different level, but for me, I was fighting physics,
Mm.
and
Fighting physics isn't fun.
it's a hard battle to win.
Yeah, there's a lot of going. There's friction. That's one thing you got to take on.
It wasn't. It was more so that
Inertia,
I'm
momentum.
110 kilograms
Power.
going up against people who were like 50 to 60 kilograms in knee-high waves, which I'm never going to win.
No.
I mean, I'd like to think that I could, but in certain conditions, yeah, I'm pushing shit uphill.
So it needs to be like king of the back door, small sizes.
Well, it's king of the point.
King of the
It
point.
should have an asterisk next to it.
Yeah.
King of the point
On a 1 foot day.
on a 1 foot day. Yeah. Yeah, something like that. Because, I mean, if we're really looking at who is the king of the point, you'd think maybe the king of the point would be someone who got, let's just say, the longest barrel anyone's ever had out there the week before.
That's right.
You
Which
know?
is you with
And
8
we'll
seconds.
probably crown that person the king of the point, right?
Yeah.
You'd think so.
Yeah.
Like, it makes sense to crown the person who got the longest tube, like 7 to 8 second barrel all the way across the ledge section the week before when the waves were best it's ever been in Raglan. You'd almost think that they would be the king of the point,
And
not someone
with video footage to prove it.
with video footage to prove it. You would think that that person would maybe, they would be deemed the king of the point,
Yeah.
not someone who can go out and, just tap along these shit little waves.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's quite a skill in that.
And what?
What they were doing.
Well, I mean, there is, but there's also, like, they're at a much of an advantage
Yeah.
being tiny humans.
So is there a need to sort of look at surf comps like that?
Well, that's what I've talked about for some time is, we have all these, like, we have weight divisions in MMA and boxing and things like that. Because when you're going up against someone...
Modelling?
Oh, you mean fat models?
Well, no, there's plus size models.
Plus size models.
And models.
That's not a sport.
Oh, sorry.
That's not
I
a
was just
sport.
looking at
No,
weight
but we're
categories.
talking about sport, right?
Yeah, okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Sport.
Yep.
We'll stick to sport.
Yep.
But fat models, they have their place.
Yep.
Okay? But, in MMA and boxing, all those, they have weight divisions because it evens it out. You have someone who's 120 kilograms fighting someone who's 60 kilograms, they're going to bash the shit out of them because that's basic physics.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
basic and the human anatomy.
Yeah.
A bigger person has a clear advantage over someone.
Yeah.
And when it comes to small waves, a smaller person is always going to have a clear advantage over a bigger person.
It's like the back to front. The smaller person's advantaged. Oh, only in small waves. 'cause
In
then the
small
big
waves.
person's- Oh, but then...
But in bigger waves, it's not as much a clear advantage being a bigger surfer. Because a smaller surfer can still excel in bigger waves.
Can still catch the wave.
Yeah. But it's just when it's smaller.
You can't excel because you can't catch them.
Yeah, that's right.
So, do you want to have a heavyweight division
I think there needs to be a heavyweight division.
for everyone, for men and women?
Yeah, for men and women. I think we should be all inclusive, and we'll get the women in there, get plus size women, plus size women athletes.
What's your weight? What's your minimum weight for heavyweight?
I think
And max
minimum
weight,
100 kgs. I
100
think.
100 kgs and up.
Yeah. No, maybe 90. I reckon 90 and up.
Bro.
I reckon 90 is the cutoff. If you're under 90, you've got your own division. Over 90, a separate division.
And are you allowed, if you want to surf down?
This is fair segregation.
Yeah.
It's just.
And what's the what about open? The open.
Open what?
There's no open.
Open what?
So how do you know who's better out of the winner of the heavyweight and the middle of the skinny weight?
Well, I think it's obviously going to be the bigger person because there's more person.
So it just
You know?
goes to the bigger person because there's more of them.
More of them,
Yeah.
exactly. I think that's fair.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
I've always considered myself more of a person than someone smaller just because I'm literally more of a person.
Yeah, it's actually fact. You can
It makes
see
sense.
it as well. It's tangible, like you can just physically show it that
Yeah,
you're more
exactly.
of a person.
Yeah, it takes the subjectivity out of
Doesn't
it.
make you more than me. Well, yeah, it does.
It does. I am actually
I'm
more
a
of a
lot more
person
than you.
than you.
I'm
like-
almost half again.
Yeah, like legally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
And that's why I see myself as being twice the man as someone like Billy Stearman, who's literally half my size.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure he's a talented surfer and he's got the accolades to prove it. But at the end of the day, like if you're not 110 kgs, you're sitting at like 60 soaking wet. I mean, you're barely touching. You know
Yeah.
where I am as man.
Yeah.
That sounded wrong.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean, man. I know where he's touching.
Yeah.
And did Billy win it? Did
He
Billy
won
win?
it. Yeah,
Is
he
he
won
the
it
king of the
again.
backdoor?
Well, he's not real. He can be the king of the backdoor, but he's not king of the point.
Yeah.
Like I said, I mean, that title should really go to the person who got the longest tube, 7 to 8 seconds, along both sections of the ledge the weekend before when it was the best swell that there's ever been in Raglan in history.
And I guess if we do look at Billy, he has got a lot of titles under his belt now. He's a very good competition surfer.
Yeah.
He did win the New Zealand Series this year, or was leading the New Zealand Series of surfing this year. He's going into the Olympics in Chopu. So maybe he did just deserve to win that, and he was just the best there.
Yeah, but that's because we don't have a weight division. We
Yeah.
don't have weight divisions, so
Okay.
I mean, it's hard. You put an asterisk next to that until we have a weight division, and then I think we can clearly see who will be the better surfer. It's always going to be the bigger guy if we can segregate it into weight classes, weight divisions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to Billy then for winning it, even though.
Yeah. Also, congratulations to the true king of the point,
Yep.
who obviously got the longest barrel there's ever been, 7 to 8 seconds along the ledge the weekend before when it was the best surf there's ever been in the history of Raglan.
Yeah.
The true king of the point.
That was you.
Whoever that may be.
Yeah.
I'm not going to point fingers or name names, Luke Sederman, but I think that's up to,
Yep.
to the fans to really think about who is the real champ, the real king.
Was there a queen of the backdoor?
Yeah, but I didn't really watch it.
Yeah. Who was her name?
Like I said, I didn't really watch it. I didn't really pay attention.
Okay.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to whoever that was.
Okay. Well, looking through the podcast manuscript today,
Yeah.
you're trying to get something off the ground.
Well, that's right. And, seeing as though we're talking about competitive surfing, I had that idea that I pitched to you. I thought, what if we not only do a size tour, like a weight division, but what if we actually had a bald surf tour? And we called it the Bold Stars. Like All Stars, like
Nice.
in the NBA they have All Stars, and we call it the Bold Stars. And it's like all the world's best bald surfers.
So
Get
it's only
together
for,
and
only
compete.
for you baldies. What about? But then, who's going to want to go in it? Just
Bald people.
Who's going to want to watch it?
Probably more bald people. Because we like to.
Are bald people good enough to make it entertaining?
I think so. Yeah.
How many bald people are there in the world in comparison to non-baldies?
I think it's like 30% bald.
That's quite high.
I think it's like 25% who are genetically predisposed to male pattern baldness, and there's another 5% who identify as bald people, so they'll shave their heads.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's all right. But you're allowed to sort of choose your him, her, bald, not bald these days.
Exactly. You can choose whatever you want to identify as. If you want to identify as a bald person, you can do that. But you do actually have to commit and shave your hair. Or better yet, get laser treatment.
And,
Permanent
get rid of it.
removal.
Okay, so what? Tell me about your bald surf comp.
Well, I
Bald
just
stars,
thought we'll
like
get
the
all
name.
the bald stars. We get all the best bald surfers in the world. Like,
Who?
we'd have to poach Kelly Slater from the
Oh,
WSL.
you've only got Kelly, yeah,
Yeah.
true.
But I'm sure he would jump at the opportunity to win a world title in another kind of division.
Bald stars, yeah.
Bald stars. We'll go
He'd be the
him.
bald star.
Bald star. He'd be the bald star. He'd be the face of the league.
Yeah.
I think straight
Yeah.
off the bat.
Yeah.
Would also get Julian Wilson. He's a recent addition to the bald
Is
surfers.
he bald?
Yeah, he's bald now. Used to have beautiful,
Yeah.
long, blonde,
No,
luscious
that's
locks.
right.
But no, he's one of us now. He's one of the bald gang. We get him in there. We get Jadson Andre, Brazilian. I think he's one of the only bald Brazilian pro surfers.
Yeah, Brazil's always got nice hair. You got to say that.
Well, the thing is, in Brazil, cosmetic surgery and cosmetic procedures they have the highest rate out of any country in the world. And Caio Abelli, professional surfer on the World Tour, he recently got hair plugs. So he definitely cannot be in it, even though he is legally bald. But yeah, I think a lot
you're
of
not allowed in
Brazilians.
it if you've got hair plugs.
Oh no, fuck no, because you're not embracing
Yeah.
who you truly
You're
are
trying
as a
to hide
person.
it.
You're trying to hide your baldness, which
Yeah,
is
okay,
it's
fair.
fucking weak, man.
Yeah.
It's real pathetic. So he would definitely be off, but because in Brazil, I think a lot of the guys are getting this procedure. So if you look at most of the Brazilian pro surfers, if you think about it,
Double.
most men start to go bald by the age of, I think it's like 25.
Oh,
As
really?
it's like as 40%
Quite
of
young.
men start going bald at the age of 25. And if you look at how many Brazilian pro surfers there are on the tour, okay, let's say there's 10,
Yeah.
and we've got
That
at
means
the
two and a
moment
half are going to be going bald.
2.5 are going to be going bald. So you look at it, which one of these fucking Brazilian pro surfers that are on the tour right now has got hair plugs?
Rolling.
There's
plugs.
more than just Caio Abelli. He's the only one who was paid to endorse the clinic where he got his hair plugs. But who are the guys who are undercover? Is it Medina?
Medina's got plugs in his hair and his bum.
Is it Medina?
Yeah.
It could be Medina.
Yeah.
We know he shaves his armpits,
Yeah.
but are his armpits the same as up top?
Yeah.
Is it as smooth as it should be up top?
Does he shave those pits?
He did a Gillette ad a few years ago where he was shaving his pits. But it would be interesting. Is it Italo Ferreira maybe? He's dyed his hair a lot, and when you dye
Yeah.
your hair, it's more susceptible to falling out.
Yeah.
So it could be him. Damages it. He could have hair plugs. He seems like the kind of guy. He's pretty into himself, into his image, into his look.
Interesting.
Best six pack on tour.
So what you're sort of saying too is the Brazilians won't, and you probably won't have many Brazilians on this because they won't want to be a part of it. They're
No,
hiding
even
it.
if they are
They're hiding
bald,
it,
which
yeah.
obviously some of them are, they technically have to be statistically.
But what are do your stats? Maybe your stats say that's for the whole world, and Brazil is, in Brazil they're actually quite different, and men actually don't go bald there.
Nah, no, I'm not buying that. I reckon it's bullshit. I reckon there's a couple of guys on
They're
there,
a pretty hairy race, man. Have you ever seen a naked Brazilian?
very furry.
Fucking, it is tits to muff.
But all I'm saying, we already know that there's guaranteed one professional Brazilian surfer who has hair plugs. We know that.
Yeah,
So what's to say there aren't more out there who have been getting the procedure for some time?
and you're right. Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah. So unfortunately, we won't be having any Brazilians on this tour,
Yep.
which is kind of good because we won't get Brazilian surf fans who complain about all aspects of professional sport. But I was just thinking we have other guys on there like Owen Wright. He could be on there.
Is he bald?
He's going bald.
It's thinning. He's still
Yeah.
got it long, but it's fucking.
It's
thin.
long, but it's thinning.
It's
And
very
he admitted
thin, Owen.
he
It's
admitted
very
that
thin.
he knows that he's going bald, and he has been for some time.
Take
so
the leap, Owen.
yeah, I think once Owen actually commits, shaves off his
He'll
hair,
look nice.
yeah,
Wow.
he'll look good. I think he's the kind of guy he can carry a bald head
Yeah.
pretty
yeah.
good. He got a good shaped skull.
And he's so good at
Um,
everything else. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
That's where your pride's held, mate. Not in how you look.
nah,
You're
it's
already
in
the
it's in
bomb.
your talent.
Yeah, it's in your talent.
Yeah, and we've got other guys like Chipper Wilson. He is.
Yeah, you've really got a big lineup here. You got sort of 15
We got-
surfers.
Man, it's going to be better than the WSL tour.
These guys
The
are
thing with
pretty good.
Chipper, too, Chipper actually has hair on his head, but he chooses to be bald. He shaves his head. So he's kind of, he's still in. He's still in.
You gonna
Because
have
he chooses to do it. He chooses to be a bald man,
Yep.
that's fucking beautiful.
Ops in, hand up.
Yeah.
What about any woman? You going to put any women on tour?
Nah.
Not even ones with alopecia?
If
If
we
they're
can,
good enough.
yeah, there's not. I don't know any professional women surfers with alopecia. But if they are, it's just because it's so small. Like it'll be such a small group. I think
What if
because
there's-
obviously statistically you're going to get far more men that are bald. Okay, so it makes sense to have a men's tour of bald people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
what if
I'll
you're pubically bald, naturally?
just no. Ask better questions. Come on, man.
Sometimes it's true, man. It happens. People.
There's not many people like if you have alopecia, you will probably not have pubes.
Hmm.
But if you're just like a generic person who has got male pattern baldness, you're probably still going to have pubes.
Yeah.
And I was also thinking, okay, so we get the tour, and then we're going to have the judges. We'll have, well, they'll have to be bald. I don't know any judges. I was trying to come up with names. Commentary team will be Richie Lovett and Vaughan Blakey,
Oh, yep.
both two superb bald commentators.
Yep.
Um,
Can I have a job at all?
nah,
No, I'm not allowed one, eh?
you can maybe just be in charge of Portaloos or something like that. Yeah, and I was just thinking we just have a tour all throughout the world, best bald surfers in the world, and then we're obviously going to have to stop from like midday to like 4 o'clock, just for shade purposes.
Oh, yeah.
It's just hard.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. You're going to have to get sponsored by a lot of
Zinc.
sunscreen and
Yeah.
zinc.
Yeah, zinc companies. There's a lot of opportunities for sponsors to jump on board.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's just something I'm pitching. I think it's a good idea. I don't know if it's got legs, but I mean it's something. You know,
Well, you were going on.
we need a shake-up. Everyone's tired of the WSL. We need
Yeah.
something different.
Well, but you were going on before, off mic, about how you didn't want to be a pro surfer anymore. And here you are wanting to be a pro surfer.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't want to be a professional surfer in the current state that it is.
Why?
I just don't think it's suited for people like me, and also it seems really like stressful, and it seems glamorous, but there's a lot of shit that we don't see. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that these guys and women have to put up with, which is it looks tough. It's a tough life, you know.
Traveling around the world to these beautiful locations, surfing the best waves with the best gear, getting big sponsorships.
Yeah, but did you know that a lot of these pro surfers actually have to pay for baggage fees? For excess baggage fees? How fucked up is that?
At the airport.
At the airport. So they're turning up, they're travelling overseas to these tropical, beautiful locations to go and do their job, and they have to pay to take their tools with them. It's revolting. These airlines have the gall to charge these athletes to take their tools with them. You think about if a medic had to take their defibrillator to a car crash scene to save someone's life, or like if a fireman had to take his hose to a school, like a burning orphanage, or and you expect these pro surfers to like go and do their job and having to pay to take their tools.
But surely, like at a pro level, the WSL pays for their flights.
No, it's up to them to pay for their flights.
They have to get to their own destination.
They have to get there themselves. It's not even paid for. So they have to take like a massive chunk out of their, because these guys are only getting paid $300,000-$400,000 a year.
Yeah.
And for them to pay like, some of these baggage fees, they're looking at upwards of $150 per board bag to travel from, say, Australia to Tahiti. That's insane.
How many boards would a pro surfer travel with?
Oh, some of them travel with like 10 to 12.
Sheepers.
There's a lot of boards, but yeah.
So 3 bags.
Yeah, 3 bags, a whole bunch of boards. But
they're
they're their tools.
Yeah,
That's their livelihood, and they're having to pay to take their tools with them to work.
But that's what you have to do.
Yeah, but they're really good at surfing.
Yeah.
Like, not like us. Like, if I wanted to take boards away with me, like, that's more recreation, So it doesn't really count. I can't expect any preferential treatment just because I want to go surfing somewhere. But if it's my job, yeah, it's a different story,
Yeah.
I think the airlines should really be looking at this and changing it.
Yeah, or they gonna need to charge though because that's room on their plane.
Yeah,
that's
but
what they sell.
but these guys are professional athletes.
I'm trying to see the side of the surfer there.
Well, it's their job.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get that.
Yeah.
It's their job. So who pays? But they own their business. It's them. They are the business.
Yeah, but
So it's
they
their
have to
cost.
pay. They have to pay for their boards. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which sucks. It's horrible, and they shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
And that's why I want to start up a petition to get the airlines to cut all the excess baggage fees for professional surfers.
And then if they did that, you would consider calling yourself a professional surfer again when you tick the box?
No, probably not. But I think it's outrageous that pro surfers are having to like pay for their surfboards
Yeah.
to take them overseas with them.
Yeah.
You'd agree, right?
I just kind of think that that's normal.
Yeah. Well, you think about it like a surgeon having to pay to take their set of scalpels to work to save someone's life. It's the same thing. Like without these pro surfers, how would we even know what colour board shorts to buy for that upcoming season?
Yeah, that's right.
You know, we'd have no idea.
It should be Rip Curl or whoever's building the boards should send the boards there.
No, the airlines. The airlines.
It's the airlines' fault?
Yeah, the airlines. It's on the airline. The airlines shouldn't be charging anything for pro surfers.
Okay.
I think you're really overlooking this one key aspect, is that the airlines are the ones charging these pro surfers to do their fucking job.
Yeah. Yep.
It's fair.
Okay. I've just noted that down, and I'll keep thinking about that.
Yeah.
Try and see
I
if I
feel
can
like you just
understand
really
it.
don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't get. It's just probably being a muggle. You know, I don't know.
I think that's it. I think you just don't really have the kind of respect for professional surfers like you should.
Being down on this pig shit level.
Yeah.
You know,
Peasant
level.
Mm.
Well, that's just. What do you mean? I don't have to pay to, have the luxuries.
Yeah.
They
No,
just
but
get
you
given to
should
me?
pay.
Yeah,
So
I should always pay.
what the airlines should really be doing is they should be charging the
Me
peasants
more.
more to subsidise for the professional athlete surfboards. That's
Yeah.
really what should be going on.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, that is a really good idea. And I think we should pitch that to the airlines. Just say, hey, look, well, we don't mind paying more for our excess luggage, our surfboards, and as long as these professional surfers don't have to pay, because
Yeah.
they've got it hard enough already.
Yeah.
Like they're away for months at a time, away from their families, away from their responsibilities, going to these exotic locations all around the world, and just battling it out in these, just horrible towns, like
Conditions.
just the whole thing is it's just
Accommodation.
hard for them.
Beachfront accommodation.
Beachfront accommodation, like they're out there getting sunburnt and.
Have you heard many other professional surfers complaining about this?
Most of them, yeah. I think it's quite common.
They're like worried. They're worried about the board bag fees.
Yeah, well, it's just that amongst a whole lot of other things because they do have it tough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm learning to feel sorry for them.
yeah. They have to they're on these long flights. Some of these flights are up to 12, 15 hours. So you imagine how horrible that would be cramped up in a plane for 15 hours.
And plain food. Free food on the flight, and it's just like it's prison.
The food's not that good.
No. There's people out there.
They get jet lag. They have to deal with jet lag all the time.
Yeah. Okay.
That sucks, bro. Have you
Starting
ever
to paint
been
a real picture
anywhere?
now, I get you.
Yeah, you starting to
Starting to
pick up
understand
what I'm
it,
putting
yeah.
down.
Yep.
And
quite
sometimes
tough.
they have to travel the other side of the world, and it's like flipped upside down. The jet lag is terrible, and they got to go through that.
Yeah.
They got to go through that like once,
Then they
2,
gotta
3
surf,
times
like,
a month.
The biggest waves, powerful waves, high competition, high stress.
Yeah,
All for the chasing the money.
Yeah.
When's my next paycheck? Dunno. Better perform. Haven't been fed well. Just cost me $200 to get here. I'm under pressure.
yeah. And then if they don't perform well in a comp, then that's coming out of their like $400,000-$500,000 paycheck.
Yeah. Do they get a salary to be on that tour?
No, but I think there's like a minimum you can make from prize money.
A minimum.
Yeah, a minimum. So if you got dead last in every event, your minimum prize money is going to be, I don't know,
60
50
grand.
grand, 60
Yeah,
grand or something like that.
So there's every position on the tour, every event has a prize money
Prize money.
attached.
Yep.
What does the top prize money for one event
$100,000
normally?
Yep.
Every event's 100 grand.
for the championship tour. Yeah, 100,000 for men and women. Crazy.
So the women get 100 grand.
The women get 100 grand. Yeah. And the men get 100 grand. So the maximum you can make is like
$1 million.
about $1 million. Yeah, say if there's 10 events. So if you crushed it, you make $1 million.
Yeah. And what so what would second prize be? Ish? 50 sort of thing. 70, 50, 30, 10 to 10 to 6.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay. And how many people are there? 30.
22? 32?
22.
There's 32 at the start, and then they cut it down to 22.
Shit, it's not a cheap thing to run, is it?
Nah.
So you've thought about this with the Bald Stars? What's your prize money going to be? What's top prize?
I'm not sure. I guess it depends on what like Gillette are willing to offer.
Yeah,
Gillette
true.
or some sunblock brand, zinc brand or something like that.
Yeah.
It's pure it's hypothetical at the moment.
Yeah.
But I think I feel
These
like
things
it
you're
could
going to have to come up with though, eh?
Oh, I
Like,
know,
think about and
I know.
discuss. Wow, yeah, okay, it is quite hard being a pro surfer.
Yep.
Opportunity to make millions.
It's not as glamorous as everyone thinks it is.
No, they paint this very different picture.
Yeah.
It's all the little fancy logos and surf vids and stuff they have. Is everyone always looks like they're smiling with a beer in hand and eating really good food.
Yeah.
It's just, is it a fake? A fake? It's false. You tear back the window. Holy.
Well, I mean, not really, but that stuff can be pretty draining. Like a lot of those Mentawai surf trips when they go to the tropics, those beers are not even that cold a lot of the time.
That's true.
Yeah. So a lot of these pro surfers, because they go to these exotic locations and tropical weather, the beer is not actually that cold.
Then they come home and they're so tired.
Yeah.
Traveling, surfing.
I mean, you try surf for 8 hours a day in 30-degree heat, man. You're going to be tired after that.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. Well, maybe you could just like do. What about pools, man? Pool stuff. Pro surfers pools, but different, cheaper.
Pro surfing in a pool?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, not for me. What's that one there say?
That one.
Oh yeah. Nah, I'm not going. I'm not doing that.
Okay. Well, we can just carry on to the awards section of our podcast if you like.
I love the awards section. I think it's the best part of this podcast.
Why
It's where we get to award someone.
You didn't want to talk about self-stimulation, are you sure?
Self what?
Well, this one here, that's self-stimulation. That you didn't want to talk about that. You know.
No, I don't want to talk about that.
Okay.
I don't think we're at that point now where we
It's
can
not
talk about
going to
it.
feel comfortable to go down that road again.
Nah.
Of how we got.
Nah. I think it'll just bring up some scars, that some emotional baggage that I've tried to suppress throughout my life. But Goofy Footer of the
A
Week.
couple of physical
Goofy
scars,
Footer of the
actually, as
Week. Goofy Footer of the Week. My favourite part of this entire podcast, because we get to celebrate Goofy Footers and how awesome Goofy Footers are. And in this award segment, we give this to the best Goofy Footer of the Week, someone who really embodies the true spirit of a Goofy Footer, someone who has great hygiene.
Yeah. They sing well. You know, they hit multiple notes.
Yep, they have their full driver's license.
They do have their full driver's license. They often they're quite well endowed. Well, women are anyway.
A well-endowed woman?
Yeah, well endowed,
Oh.
goofy-footed woman.
Okay, well-endowed, goofy-footed woman. Yeah, someone who just smells like lavender.
That's right.
Mm.
Lavender's the most popular goofy-footed scent.
Yep, and that's why this week we have given Goofy Footer of the Week to pilot whales.
Pilot whales.
Yeah.
Which is funny because they don't have any feet.
What?
Well, it's a goofy-footer.
Yeah, but we're talking about the embodiment of a goofy footer, not
yeah.
a literal goofy footer.
Yeah, no,
I mean, we've done this enough for you to know,
I
and understand
yeah.
what the award is.
I retract that statement.
Yep. Do you know much about pilot whales?
No. They're whales, and they often get themselves into trouble.
Yeah. They are huge fans of beaching themselves in their entire pod. Quite often they will just beach, like, you get cases of hundreds of them beaching them and stranding themselves.
Is that always only pilot whales that are doing that?
Well, a lot of it,
Majority,
I think, are pilot whales, yeah.
Why?
Well, a lot of people think it's because they're fucking stupid.
Yeah.
They're dumb whales.
That can't be the case. They're whales. They're
Smart.
whales.
They
have
are smart.
sonar and shit, don't they?
They have sonar. If you look at the size of a whale, they have got a big brain in that massive body.
Yeah.
But no, with pilot whales, all they're trying to do is get back on land. They want to get out of the ocean. They're fucking done with the ocean. So that's why they have a bit of a meeting and they get everyone together and we're like, all right, guys, we're going to storm the beach. You know, like,
Because that's true. They do have a huddle out at sea first, don't they?
yeah. Yeah, they get together and they're like, all right, guys,
Have
we're
a
going to
huddle.
storm the beach. And I think if there's enough of us, one of us will make it through. And one of us will get to land and
Throw
then...
our legs back.
Well, yeah, that's the whole thing, right?
Why do they want on land?
Okay, so first we need to look at the history of whales. So whales, back millions of years ago, they used to be land-dwelling mammals, right?
In Wales. Weren't they from the UK?
No,
Okay.
just let me talk.
Yeah. Yep.
So they were land-dwelling mammals, right?
Yes.
And eventually they became sea-dwelling mammals.
How?
So exactly, that's the thing. How? So what they did was the land-dwelling mammal, which was I can't remember what it was. That was kind of like a tiger, like a half tiger, half
Was
kind
it
of
like a
Neanderthal.
hippo-looking thing?
Yeah, I think it was like a hippo-looking sort
Leathery.
of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they just kept going into the water and going into the water, and like, they go in big packs and big swarms. And they had the same idea: was it's like if enough of us go, one of us is eventually going to make it. And through hundreds of thousands, if not millions of years, they kept doing this and they kept doing it.
Swarming the sea,
They kept swarming the sea, and millions were drowning and dying all the time. But then eventually, after thousands of generations of this animal continuing to do this, they eventually started to
see like
swim.
a gill or a blowhole, in fact.
Well, not gills; they're not
Yeah,
fish.
No.
But yeah, it's evolution, and they
mouth
evolved.
Hole, the mouth hole turned from their mouth right to the back of their head.
No, because they still have a mouth.
Oh, yeah.
But they evolved. They eventually evolved into whales.
Yeah.
And that's the whales that we see today. It's because of the evolutionary process.
So was that little tail thing was one foot each?
Yes, and that's right. And if you look at the bones in the fins of a whale, they look much like a human hand.
A metatarsal setup.
Yeah, metatarsal, metacarpals.
Tarsals of feet, yeah.
And so what these pilot whales do now is they're doing the opposite. They're done with the ocean now. They've had their time. They've been in the ocean for millions of years, and now they want to get the fuck out.
They're on a climb out.
Yeah. And so it's going to take them, I don't know how many generations to actually begin to grow feet and transition back onto land.
So when we see these pilot whales come rushing the shore, we should almost just cheer them on.
I think that's
Go,
what we should
Billy!
be doing. So when we turn up at a beach and we see hundreds of these pilot whales stranded,
Drag them further up.
we should be commending them. Yeah, if we can. No, we can't drag them
You don't
further
wanna
up
mess
because
with
we
it.
got to leave it up to them.
Yeah.
But that's why I thought I'll give them Goofy Foot of the Week because they are tenacious.
Yeah.
They will not quit. They have no quit in them.
Yeah.
They're like, we're going to keep doing it until we come back to the land.
Back to the land.
We want a piece of that pie.
Mm.
We're done with the ocean. We're sick of it. You humans have fucked it up. You've thrown, all this plastic in there. It's just, it's warming up or whatever. And they want to get the fuck out. And to add on to this is why I have given Natural Footer of the Week, which is the other side of Goofy Footer of the Week. There's got to be into every
Scumbags.
yang, night to every day.
Yeah.
This award is given to like just absolute scumbag, piece of shit, bad breath. Does it stuck on their learner license? Can't even drive a car properly.
Only drive vans.
Natural Footer of the Week. I decided to give it to the people who
Can't
try.
drive a column shift.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's why I've decided to give Natural Footer of the Week to the people who try and save pilot whales when they're stranded.
The people that go down there with the towels and the buckets
Yep.
and the spades.
Yep.
Them.
Yeah, them.
Yeah.
They're awful. What they're doing is it's disgusting.
Yeah.
Like they are trying
They're in
to
the
stop.
way.
They're
Getting in the
trying
way.
they're trying to halt the evolutionary process.
Yeah.
All these whales are trying to do. They're trying to come back home, and these people are like, nah, can't come home. Go back to where you're from.
Yeah.
It's like they're they're like Pauline Hanson.
Yeah.
Pauline Hanson from Australia, she was full anti-immigration.
Yeah.
And that's what these people trying to save these pilot whales, that's kind of what they're like.
Similar.
They're saying, nah, get out of here. You're not a local. You're not allowed on land. And then trying to throw them back into the ocean.
Then they're just getting in the way and just causing them another 100 years delay
Exactly.
every time.
Yeah, they're stopping this entire generation of pilot whales
So that's
from transitioning back into land-based mammals.
but it's basically everyone. Like when whales strand, everyone goes down. Even the news teams turn up.
Mate.
Everyone, the whole of the country's like, I hope you rescued the whales.
Look, you speak for yourself. Last time I saw a stranded pod of dolphins and whales, I went down on the beach and I clapped.
Mm.
Yep. I said, well done, guys. Keep it up.
Keep
I've
flapping.
got faith in you.
I know you're drowning right now or suffocating.
Yep.
And this hurts, and you're gonna die in the heat.
Yep. I said, don't worry, guys. This is the long game.
It's a long
If you
game.
guys do this enough, you're gonna fucking get it.
Sacrificial fish.
And you watch, they will get it.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting when they do.
It's like when my kids are old, or like in 200 years?
It's gonna take a few decades for
A few
sure
decades.
for them eventually to grow arms and start walking. But they'll
Walking.
get it.
Yeah.
It's going to be an interesting world to live in when you got whales walking around.
Oh, they're going to go straight to Japan and smash all them for eating whale meat, eh?
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
That's why I don't eat whale meat, is because the whales are coming back.
They are coming back. So anyone who's done anything fucked up to whales, and they'll remember that. They got big brains, man.
Yeah, do
People
remember
really
that shit.
underestimate the intelligence of a whale.
Remember when the orcas get there? Those things are tough as. That's
Bro,
like
if
a fiver.
If the orcas come back on land,
We're
oh
fucked.
man, they're going to be the king fucking swinging dick.
They will be king dicks.
Of
They're
the
king
land.
dicks nearly now, and they are in the water, and they can't even come up here.
Nah, they can't.
But they're almost the queen
We're
dicks.
lucky that they can't.
Why has there never been a killer whale attack in the world in history that they know of against a human?
I still reckon they're kind of like.
That's amazing.
I reckon they're holding back.
And one day that is. Do they really? They really haven't. We haven't pissed them off enough at all.
I don't think so. There's been no accounts.
That's amazing.
But I'm calling bullshit on that. Man.
Same.
There has to be like a
Someone's
couple
been
of.
killed by a killer whale.
They're not called killer whales for nothing. Surely they must have killed some people.
Well, they kill everything else.
Have you seen them attack sharks, great whites?
Yeah, I have footage of old
Oh
Edinburgh
man,
and shit.
they fuck them up.
Yeah. They're the king of the ocean, eh?
Yeah. But anyway, goof foot of the week, pilot whales. Natural foot of the week, those piece of shit fucking wannabe bloody do-gooders who are trying to take the pilot whales back into the ocean. It's just like, yeah, man.
Congratulations.
Pilot whales and whales are the true locals. They were here well before us.
Okay, this brings us to the last part of the podcast, which is the questions from your audience sections.
That's right.
And what questions have you got coming in today, Luke?
Someone says, Lil says, are you aware you look like Ryan Spencer without hair?
Who? The Pinch My Salt
Yeah.
podcast.
What did you call him again?
Pinch My Salt?
Yeah. No, but what did you call him? Because they made that video about
His
you.
fat cousin.
Yeah, and they didn't like you.
Is that Ryan? Is Ryan the white cousin?
Yeah.
What's
the white cousin.
Oh, Sterling's the surfer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then his cousin Ryan. So like you'd be the Ryan on our podcast.
And you're
But then
Sterling.
apparently I look like him. So that's very confusing.
You look like Ryan.
Apparently, but with no hair. I don't see it. It's
No.
probably because I wore those piss sunglasses that time.
Oh, yeah.
I think
yeah.
that's probably all I can put that down to. But otherwise, I'm obviously more athletic, taller,
Yeah.
more tanned, handsome. List goes on.
We're
but
a
I
lot
think it was just
sexier than those guys.
yeah, sexy. But I
The
think
sex
it was just
appeal in this room's tenfold to that one.
I think it just came down to that time that I wore those glasses that were similar to his ones.
Like, we look like we're on a porn set now.
Okay, Jack Freestone asks, if you're a good surfer, should it be illegal to start foiling? Should it be illegal altogether?
Like tinnies? Or foiling like...
No, foil boarding.
Foil on your
Yeah.
foils.
And I think Jack is asking this because Jack's a good surfer. He was actually on the world tour for a few years. And I'm just starting to wonder if maybe he is getting into foil boarding, like a lot of retired ex-pro surfers do.
He's already on the foils, by the sounds of things, and he wants to be told that it's okay so he can come out of the closet as a foiler.
Yeah, I think that's
But,
what he's angling for.
I'd stay in there and stay with your credit from surfing days, man.
Yeah,
Keep
look,
your surf cred.
I think if you can enjoy foiling without anyone even knowing that you're doing it, then just keep that up.
Yeah.
And then if someone does find out that you're actually foiling, then deny, as they say.
Deny, cry, lie. It's how you get away with anything.
Deny, and yeah, just be adamant that it wasn't you. It must have been someone else. I mean, you can always say it was AI generated footage if someone captures you on video. Just say
That's
it's AI generated. You look at all the AI generated stuff now; it's absolutely insane.
Yeah, you can get away with anything now.
You can get away with anything because there's no actual legitimate evidence or legitimate proof.
That
This
is
entire
not me.
podcast,
That
this
is-
entire podcast could be fake for all you know. You know, so that's what I reckon is that if you are foiling now and you're ashamed of it, keep doing it. But if you do get caught, just deny.
This would be some pretty fucking shit AI.
Well, if this was
AI.
I know you'd
This would
think
be a
AI
low
would
bro-
come up with something so much better than
Well,
this.
that's how you know that this isn't AI, is because this is actual human intelligence.
Yeah,
And
which
it's
is very
really
little.
low brow.
Yeah, very, very low. Okay, we got someone else. Doug asks, what do you do for a job? I seem to be getting this question quite often.
It's quite obvious, Doug.
What do you do for a job? Well, I've actually been looking into starting up an artificial reef business.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It just seemed like a really good, easy way to make money.
Yeah.
There was those artificial reef guys from New Zealand, and they created all those artificial reefs.
No.
No, exactly, because none of them worked.
Ah.
Yeah. But they did charge like millions of dollars to
'cause
create these artificial
like you
reefs.
mean like they did it Tay Street and was Tay Street, Mount Maunganui, and there was another one somewhere else.
Yeah, there was one in Taranaki, and there was one
Taranaki.
in Mount Maunganui.
Yeah, and what did they use for those? How did they make them?
So this is where they went wrong. Um, they used sandbags to create a reef.
Yeah.
And if we know anything about reefs, they're generally not made of sand. Reefs are usually made of rock or coral or whatever. Sand, not so much.
No.
So what I was thinking, if we want to make
Sandbags.
if we want to make it a good, artificial reef, something that works, something that stays, and then also kill two birds with one stone and kind of make it eco-friendly and use recycled waste, we could start building reefs out of car batteries, was my idea. And then that way we can pitch that towards like all the eco-conscious people and just say, hey, look, we're also recycling, we're getting rid of these car batteries, and we're turning them into not only a surf reef, but also a habitat for fish.
Fish and turtles.
Yeah.
Now, and they're heavy, so they'll sit on the
They are
floor.
heavy, yeah.
They
And you can
stack
almost
well,
stack them up like Lego bricks.
and that's right. You make little holes every now and then for the fish to swim through. Like, oh look, it went through the window. You know?
Well, I
Like
hadn't
you do
really
in the fish tank?
thought about that. That sounds a little bit off-piste.
Yeah.
But no, I was just thinking it's economical
Yep.
because we're getting all those car batteries for free, easy to stack, and it's
there's-
environmentally friendly, environmentally conscious.
And there's a lot of them.
Yep. There's a lot of car batteries.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
there'll be even more now that the whole thing's run on battery,
Yeah,
not petrol.
that's right. I mean, we just don't want them to leak, but they probably
Yeah,
won't. They
maybe-
probably won't.
The likelihood they won't.
Yeah.
If you just over time,
Potentially.
maybe.
But I was just thinking that's a good avenue to get into the artificial reef manufacturing construction business.
Yeah.
Because these guys that created these reefs, they would just go into these towns and they were almost like, the dastardly old like snake oil salesman that would come into town and try and sell people like snake oil and shit, like
Yep.
sell stuff that didn't work.
Yeah.
That's kind of like these guys' business model.
Yeah.
So they would go into towns and say, hey, look, we're going to create an artificial reef and it will generate this much revenue for the local economy because you're going to get surfers coming in and surfing this amazing quality wave. And that was their whole pitch, right? They pitched that to the entire community.
And they
then
got it over the line.
they got it over the line because the community brought into it, and then they fundraised whatever it was $1 million, which eventually started creeping up and up and up. Once construction took place,
Oh, the cost did.
the cost did,
Yep.
and I think it ended up about $1.5 million for the one in Mount Maunganui, which absolutely fell flat, did not work at all, absolute piece of shit.
What are the sandbags doing now?
They're not there; it's gone.
Did they take them out?
Well, it's sand in
Yeah.
the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you look at that sand in the ocean, it moves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they were bagged and tied together, I'd say, or strapped down.
Yeah, but it's the ocean.
And it just slowly eats away, and it's more powerful than anything,
It's,
and it'll
it's
just
it's the ocean.
moves it.
Yeah. That's where you need car batteries. But the
Yeah.
thing was, they eventually, after it didn't work as a surf break, they tried to pivot and change their tact, and then started to say that it was actually to create a marine ecosystem for fish.
Did that work?
Well, they tried to pull it off, but I don't think it worked.
All that ended up happening was the Rena hit it.
Did it hit that? No,
Was that
no, it
different
didn't hit
reef?
it. No, it didn't hit that reef.
Hit
That,
another
that
reef.
hit way further out.
Oh.
Yeah. So, I thought, hey, shit, that's easy money. All I have to do is convince people that my car battery reefs are viable and, millionaire.
You can-
Easy.
Do you need to hide the fact that it's car battery, just like and not say it? Just call it like recycled automotive.
I think so. I think if
Yeah.
I put the right spin on it, I can probably do pretty well on my
Yeah.
artificial reef
I'm in
business.
on that if you want.
It just seems like one of those things where if you have a good story, that's all you need.
Yep.
Because these guys never really came through with anything at all. The reef never worked,
No.
and now it's gone,
Yeah.
and people kind of forgot about it. It's almost like they knew they were going to get in there, and make money, and it wasn't going to work, but then they made the reef out of sandbags because they knew it'd all wash away eventually, and you would not have that reminder there of a reef that didn't work.
Yeah, and that $1.5 million we spent.
Yes,
Where's
so you
that
don't
gone?
have locals going down the beach saying, "Curse them, curse them, curse that reef."
Yeah.
You know, every time there's a swell, seeing this kind of reef that's not really working. But now there's no remnants of it whatsoever, so it's almost like it's been forgotten.
Yeah.
But I don't forget.
Nah.
Because I see it as a great business opportunity.
It's almost smart.
Yeah.
From
So
them.
that's actually what I'm looking at getting into.
Okay. Well, thanks for your questions. Any more?
I think there was one more. This one. This was not really. This was just kind of a comment that someone put on one of my videos. It said, "This guy's not from Raglan originally and doesn't live in Raglan. Makes money trading off Raglan and surfing and stifles Tangata Whenua enterprise. Colonisation is alive and well here."
Holy moly, that's a whole lot of kettle of fish in there to unwrap and give. Does that make sense? What's that saying?
Oh, I don't know. So that was interesting. That was just someone commenting on one of my videos.
So but gosh, what does it mean? You have to start in a place, stay in a place, never leave a place, never allowed to do anything, challenge yourself, grow as an individual for you to be able to say that you're from there, even though you've lived there 99% of your life.
No, I think you just have to stay there and never ever leave.
Never, ever leave.
Just do nothing. Stay
Not
there.
even on the weekends.
Yeah, look, I actually do have something to disclose here. I've been keeping this quiet for quite some time, but I'm not actually a true local in Raglan.
Why not? Yes, you are.
Well, no, because I haven't lived there my whole life.
How long did you live there?
What do you mean, how long did I live there?
How long have you lived there?
Well, I moved there when I was 7.
So you're now
41.
So 35 years, 36, 34 years.
Yeah.
So just the first 7 years, you lived where?
In Auckland. Yeah.
How do they know that anyway?
Well, that's not truthful.
Oh.
I don't think so.
What's not truthful?
Well, maybe it is. Because I'm not really a local. I haven't lived there my entire life. Because I think I see someone as a local, someone who is born somewhere. They've never left that place where they've born.
But that means
no overseas vacations, holidays.
Yeah.
So you just have to stay there. You have to stay there forever.
And get sour.
Yep.
And get a bit
don't have no aspirations to do anything with your life or achieve anything.
Sit and put others down. Make sure you really focus on what everyone else is doing around you and put them down.
Yeah. That's what a true local is.
Yeah.
A true local is someone who is so passionate about where they're from and where they live that they can be the only person who is truly where they're from and where they live.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't share it.
True, that's not you. You're not a true local.
No, I'm not a true local. So, I mean, I'm sorry to anyone who actually thought I was a Raglan local.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I've just been leveraging off the Raglan name for years.
Yeah, that's right. He's milking it.
I've made a lot of money, millions of dollars off the name.
Yep.
Much like the other Raglan-centric businesses do. Like
Multiple.
Raglan Surf Co., Raglan Surf Emporium, Raglan Coconut Yoga, Raglan Candles, and then obviously Raglan Surf Report. So, yeah, I just want to apologise for that. And it's pretty harsh being called out like that on the internet by someone who has clearly got a burner account with no profile picture or name. But it is tough. It's tough to actually admit that I am not a local. But I got to come clean.
That's all right, man. You don't have to. You can hold your head high and do what you like. You're allowed. You don't have to listen to these people.
Absolute strangers on the internet.
No.
Oh.
You can kind of think, fuck you, and just move on.
Shit. Because I was always under the understanding that if someone said something on the internet, then it was true, and I really had to take that on board, and people's opinions mattered.
No, just a sad sack of shit with nothing else better to do.
Oh, well, thanks for that.
That's all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Was there anything else we needed to add?
No. I just wanted to get back into that self-satisfaction.
I don't want to go on about self-satisfaction.
Okay.
Once again, thanks if you got it this far in the podcast.
Treasure. You're a treasure.
You are. You're our most valued listener. Sorry, that's the whole money-making thing hitting me again.
It's all right, man.
Yeah. But thanks for watching or listening, and
Do something safe.
yeah,